Welcome back to my channel. If it's your first time here, hi, I'm Lisa Marie. Thank you for spending some time with me today. Did you guys like this week's episode? Express your thoughts below. Hey guys, I hope you had a great socially distanced holiday. I don't know about y'all, but I found the wrap-up of this season really absurd and awkward. I could have done without the little wrap-up of Jenna and Adam, like who gives a fuck? Stop trying to make them a love story, Bravo. Their story is toxic. Stop promoting the lunacy that they represent as a couple. I'll stop my ranting and get on with the video. Captain Glenn.
I hate to have to do this. I want these guests to have a good experience, but cocaine is a big problem.
Billy, can you come up here, please?
I could easily lose my license and possibly go to jail. One charter, one guy was smoking a rolled up joint. And I just walked up and pulled it out of his mouth and chucked it in the sea. And I said, if I see that again, you're all off the boat. Because if the authorities come and find drugs, it's a big deal.
Look, I'm a rule follower too, but this seems really kind of ridiculous. Like, do they not understand how many other people have had drugs on their boats, probably? This is not uncommon, and they're just bringing attention to it, and they're gonna kill their tip, and I just don't understand what the big deal is.
I get a little disappointed that I don't find anything, but I send a message that if they still have any left on board, that they'll get rid of it.
We all know that there are drugs on board right now, and there have also been plenty of drugs on board before, just not to your knowledge, Glenn.
Charter seasons are defined by the way they end. If we implode this close to the finish line, that's how we'll always remember this season. So I want to avoid that.
Yeah, dude, you didn't help the situation. Like, you could have just, looked the other way. You had what? Like, 36 hours, 24 hours left, and you were home free.
This morning, my expectation for the crew is don't let us down now. I mean, we can see the finish line. You don't want to run 25 miles and stumble in the 26th mile. Let's just keep it going and do our best and get there.
You could have gone out on a better note if you kept your yap shut.
At the beginning of the season, we had the core family of the boat. But with new crew members coming in, they've quickly become like family. We don't always get along, just like you don't get along with all your siblings. But overall, I think we have a fantastic family.
I don't know, y'all. I'm kind of really conflicted about this season. I don't really know, if I digged this crew. I think Jenna really threw me, and Jenna and Adam and their toxic relationship and their toxic attitude towards everyone really threw me off. And I'm not sure how to feel about it. What do you guys think? Chef Adam.
The guests are pissed. The crew morale is in the dumps. We have busted our ass all season long. It would suck if the last charter of the season's the one that goes sour. I gotta kill it.
They're only pissed because your girlfriend couldn't keep her yap shut.
After all the awkwardness this morning, the guest vibe is getting better and better. At this point, it's all about the food. There's no room for any mistakes whatsoever.
Thank God we only have this last meal with this man because I am so sick of his arrogant, cocky face.
This season, Jenna and I, we've had incredible times. We've had some emotional times, but at this point, she's the closest anyone in my life has gotten to me being willing to say, I love you.
Yeah, show me where we're going.
Take this coast road. I don't give away my heart easily. It's hard to believe sometimes.
It is hard to believe because I'm pretty sure it doesn't last. To my knowledge, I don't see them interact on, Instagram or Twitter or anything like that. There's no pictures of each other on their Instagram, so maybe they're keeping it close to the chest right now until all this is said and done, but I don't see it.
I feel like I really grew as a human, and I learned that to be vulnerable may not actually kill me.
Excuse me, wait, let me look. Where is this new person? I don't see him. I just see a crazy borderline type personality guy. That this is the high, and then I'm sure after the show it swings back to being low. Like, that's just the cycle of it. Chief Engineer Byron.
Of course I get stuck with the guy we just searched for drugs. I just hope and pray that I don't piss this guy off anymore.
You have your other crew members to thank for that.
I want to punch Paget.
Oh my god, me too. Like every episode, Byron.
Yachting is a lot softer than it used to be. There definitely needs to be a level of respect for each other. But with the younger ones, they just need to wind their head in a little bit and listen.
Dude, shut the fuck up if you don't know what you're talking about. The only reason why you're siding with her is because y'all are old people and you don't know the situation at hand. And I bet him seeing this now, he wouldn't have said that to her.
The crew this season have been great. They're mostly capable. Thanks for a great season.
You too, man.
And I'll never pass up an opportunity to work with Glenn.
All right, man. Good. Thanks for everything. I really appreciate it.
We've made some great tips, but I just can't wait to get ashore and be with my wife and daughter.
I would really love to see what Byron does on the day-to-day basis on a sailing yacht because they didn't really go into a lot of detail in his job, and I'm interested in it considering we don't see the chief engineer on the motor yacht part of Below Deck. So I think it would have been really awesome to see that position highlighted more in this series. Chief Stew, Jenna.
You know, I had an observation of something, and then I feel an obligation to tell Glenn, but I certainly don't relish ruining this charter guest vacation. We wanted to go out on a high note, and we'll probably go out on an awkward note at best.
Girl, you knew exactly what you were doing the second you told Glenn your suspicions. You knew this would happen. Don't act like you're surprised. You wanted to cause pain and suffering in someone else's lives because you yourself are sad and you can't help but make other people sad because that's just what you do, sweetie.
We're trying to do everything we can to just make this a better circumstance, but I don't know if it'll be enough. It's not a good way to go out.
Once again, I don't understand why she's acting all surprised about this bullshit. Like, you contributed to the awkwardness of this charter. Like, own it, bitch.
I am shocked at how big this tip is. I feel such a sense of relief.
I can't wait to never see Jenna's face again. This bitch is on Adrian level. Y'all remember Adrian. You know, the first Chief Stew on Below Deck. You know, that bitchy one. I think they would get along quite well.
Ciara's totally like a little girl smitten with him. I think he's just like trying to mask what's actually going on, as was very apparent tonight for me for some reason.
Everybody can see that Pageant has a thing for Georgia as well. Like, it's so awkward. And I see that on Instagram and stuff, Pageant and Ciara is still together. Why? What? I'm so confused. She deserves so much better.
I found love in a hopeless place. I mean, like, how could I not love this season? I found Adam. I feel like cheering up. We've been talking about it.
Excuse me while I gag. Second Stew, Madison.
It's just so uncomfortable.
Madison did the best she could in the circumstances in which she was given.
This is an utter disaster. Madison, what can you do right now to appease the guests? Get them drunk, get them fed, get them off, get the tip.
I really think Madison is an excellent second stew. She can really, like, flow with it, if you know what I mean.
We just made it through one of the most hectic charters in this whole entire season.
Please shove over.
Oh, could not be happier right now.
They are stronger women than I am because I would have told Jenna to fuck off and I probably would have been fired.
I never want anyone to feel the way that Jenna made me feel. It's how you treat people, it's how you talk to people, it's how you manage a team. Taking all of that, I think, has just opened my eyes to how I think things should be run. If Jonah can be a chief stew, I know I definitely can handle the job. Let's go.
I think that Madison would be an extremely awesome chief stew. Like, they should bring her back instead of mean old Jenna, because I feel like Madison is a team player and she will teach people instead of berating them and acting like an arrogant little bitch.
I've learned that I think I'm more sensitive than I thought I was going in. Peace out, Girl Scouts.
Is this it?
This is it, man. I take things too personally, and I shouldn't.
Yes, Madison is a sensitive person, but in this season, it was merited sometimes. She was treated like shit. And I think her being sensitive will actually aid her when she becomes Chief Stew because she will take this experience that she had, like she said, and she knows now how to treat people in a leadership position because she knows what not to do.
I'm gonna miss Doja the most because I feel like I found a sister. So I know that's someone that I'm going to have in my life for the rest of my life.
I love the bond that these two girls made. They kind of had to, considering Jenna was such a cunt to both of them at one point or another. But I really love to see that they're still really good friends and they comment on each other's Instagram and Twitter and all that all the time. Third stew, Georgia.
As much as my feelings for Paget have increased the closer we get to the end of everything, I feel like I have to say something. God, I don't know.
I feel like Georgia could have like picked a better time to tell Sierra and Paget this because in front of everyone on national television really ain't it, girl.
I can't ignore my feelings for Paget anymore. I've had this weighing on me for a while, but I also feel like I have to tell Ciara because she's gonna find out eventually. Having to admit to one of your friends that you've got feelings that are disloyal to them is just terrifying.
I don't know. I think at this point, maybe Georgia likes the drama of it all. I mean, with the Madison thing and her telling Madison's story to everyone and putting herself in a position of being a bad friend, and now she's going to Sierra to tell Sierra what? That she has a thing for her boyfriend? That, like, is very clear to everybody on the crew. So it's not like Sierra doesn't already know this.
It's humiliating for me to open up like this and for her to say, yeah, I know, but I've never considered you a threat. It's very much twisting the knife.
I'm so confused by this reaction. You would think that that's the reaction she wanted, is like for everything to be cool. But like I said, I really think Georgia wanted Sierra to like go toe to toe with her and like fight it out for Pageant. But Sierra is so secure in herself that she doesn't play that game. She doesn't feel like she has to. And she basically doesn't have to because she is not insecure like Georgia is, and she does not need a man's attention for her to know her worth.
Over the season, Paget and I formed a really great, strange, scary connection. I don't know if I'm crazy, but I just feel like I have to put it out there because I never will get a chance again. Even if it's at the expense of my own dignity.
Georgia is a straight masochistic bitch. She really wants to just like, I don't know, fuck herself over real good and like just leave on such an awkward note. Like she's already told Sierra, his girlfriend, you don't think that they talked? You don't think that he already knows this? Why are you making it a bigger deal than it is? Like, stop, Georgia. Just go home.
When I started yachting as a soul stew, I thought having team members to rely on was going to be better, but it's actually 3 times as complicated. I'm just saying.
Poor girl really thought she would have an easier time with 2 more people in her department. No, dear. No. First mate, Paget.
At this point, Chris and I are like old men walking around, limping around. We're just trying to get on with it. This boat right now is carrying more dead weight than Byron's bad jokes.
The boat is also carrying your fucking ego.
All the crew were really just so happy to be like, wow, we did it.
Hey, we did a season together in the same department.
If we can do what we've just done, then the sky's the limit.
I can't wait not to see his face. His lying, emotionally cheating face.
I feel pretty guilty because there's someone in front of me who, under all the humor and the jokes, there is a really sensitive person there. And she's just looking for somebody who's going to treat her the way she should be. If I knew when I was younger that I got to this stage of my life that girls like you would have liked me, I'd have been like, well, this life is going to be easy. She's talented, funny, she's good looking. I mean, she's available to anybody. But treat her well, please. Otherwise I'll talk to you. It's really sad to see her go.
I think he's right. Male affection and being loved is really important to her and her self-worth. And when she doesn't have it, she's kind of lost. And until she finds someone to love her, she'll just wander around, just playing music. Deckhand Sierra.
It's almost over. Thank God. I'm looking forward to some much needed time away from this crew.
And by crew, she means Georgia. Like 100% means Georgia.
I love practical birthday gifts.
Well, I'm glad someone loves it.
Super awkward.
I just kind of wanted to say to you, I haven't ever planned on doing anything. I've never wanted to, like, cross any lines or anything. So I just want you to know.
I'm just gonna let my silence speak for itself.
Oh my god, I forgot it was Sierra's birthday too. Georgia, what the fuck are you thinking telling this girl on her birthday that you have a thing for her boyfriend that she's had a thing with for like 4+ years? What the fuck?
If I never have to hear this song again, it would be way too soon.
My thing is Paget doesn't even like hide his admiration for Georgia. He throws it in everyone's faces, including Sierra. I don't know how she deals with that shit. Like, I know she's a strong, independent woman, but I guess she's not that independent because she needs Paget in her life for some reason. I'm sure she could go work on a boat some other place without him and be just fine, but I don't know, that relationship is so weird to me.
I've realized that I'm more capable than I give myself credit for. Being shoved out of my comfort zone has been really good for me.
I'm sure it has been good for her. I'm sure she grew as a crew member leaps and bounds this season because working with your boyfriend, working with Parker, and then working with Chris, the injured duo with your boyfriend, that must have been a learning experience. Deckhand Chris.
I love racing lasers. I spent my childhood capsizing and racing friends, and to see the guys out on the lasers is heartbreaking. I want to be out there.
Chris has the enthusiasm of a child, and I adore it.
This season's been great, apart from destroying my back.
Well, the flirting's been fun.
Look after your back, Chris.
Oh, I will. This injury has put a stop on my career, which is scary for me. I don't know what's going to happen.
Come here, you big hairy man.
Be gentle with me.
I'm going to head back to the UK, see a specialist, get my back sorted, and hopefully come back better and stronger.
I really hope they bring Chris back. I really like the tone of him and the tone he brought to the crew. I think before then it was really tense and awkward, and then Chris kind of brought in a new breath of fresh air, and I think he really gelled with the crew, and apart from getting injured, I really would love to see him coming back. Landlubber of the week.
It's a great birthday so far, isn't it?
Oh, it's amazing.
Ciara,
Yes?
I kind of have to tell you something before I go.
What? What's up?
Wasn't really planning on talking about this, but I admit to having a bit of a thing for Pat.
Georgia. Georgia did not have to tell Sierra on national television that she had a thing for Sierra's man. How disrespectful. Do it off television. Sea Dog of the Week.
When we're all joking around, there's maybe nothing stopping that. I don't personally mind it because
You're the one doing the bullying.
Georgia. She certainly had range this week, didn't she? I loved watching her stand up to Jenna for herself and Madison. It was really necessary in that time. Peak and Pit of the Week. The peak of the episode for me was Madison finding the confidence to go after a Chief Stew job.
I never want anyone to feel the way that Jenna made me feel. It's how you treat people, it's how you talk to people, it's how you manage a team. Taking all of that, I think, has just opened my eyes to how I think things should be run. If Jenna can be a chief stew, I know I definitely can handle the job. Let's go.
The pit of the episode for me was Jenna and Adam talking shit about Georgia in the galley.
Have you ever seen the girls wet Swiffer this?
I clean it.
It's on their daily task, and I need to know.
No, I've never seen it.
I love doing this.
Please, God.
Yo. When's the last time you wet Swiffered this?
Generally don't think I have other than this.
So that's on your to-do twice a day, every day.
Gotcha. Responsible.
I don't think I've ever done it.
Do you agree? Sound off below. Scuttlebutt of the week.
Yeah?
Nothing.
Tell us more. Make my night.
Forget about it.
Yeah? Yeah?
Y'all, I don't know how Sierra and Pageant are still together. You can see on Instagram that they are. Pageant didn't respect Sierra for 1 minute this charter season. I can't wait to see what their relationship looks like now that the season has actually aired. Shipwreck of the week. Jenna, trying to condescend and berate her stews yet again while straight up lying to their faces yet again about her actions during the charter season.
How do you guys think the season went?
I've never really worked on like a big crew before.
Yeah.
This is big, but I don't know. What did you think, Jenna?
I thought overall it was pretty good. Some things pushed me over the edge a little bit more than usual, I guess.
Oh my God.
And I know that we joke around a lot on the boat as well. And when we're all joking around, there's maybe nothing stopping that. I don't personally mind it because
You're the one doing the bullying.
you think I don't get f***ing bullied?
You and Adam have made like a lot of jokes at everyone's expense, talking about people in the galley, and then as soon as we come in, you undermine them because you guys have personal jokes and stuff.
Like, I was, scared to go in the galley sometimes by myself if, another person wasn't in there.
To be honest, that's my frustration coming out because a lot of times I did feel like there were a lot of stupid questions. And Adam's the person that I would vent to about it.
For a greenie asking a lot of stupid questions because they don't believe that they're familiar in the field is 100% justified. I don't think there's been a single day when I haven't done my absolute best.
And I don't disagree with that.
We're done. We made it. Let's go have one more good night.
Let's rate this episode. Do you agree? Sound off below. I rate this episode a 7. Jenna and Adam should have been told what awful people they were to the rest of the crew this charter season. They should not have just left all happy and rainbows and butterflies. Well, guys, that was the season. What'd y'all think? I think I would have liked to have seen more of the job differences between a sailing yacht and a motor yacht. I could have also done without Adam and Jenna in general. I would really like to see Madison come back as Chief Stew next sailing yacht season. I really don't think I could deal with watching Jenna's ego any longer than I had to this season. Let me know what you guys think down below. I'll be making a wrap-up video for Sailing Yacht Reunion and final thoughts on the crew members, as well as starting videos for Below Deck Mediterranean Season 5 starting next week. Please don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe for notifications for my future videos. See you guys next week. As always, thank you for watching, and try not to screw the pooch this week, okay?